At its core, Bremont watches are over-engineered timepieces envisioned to be used for its intended purpose, whether that be in the air, on the ground, or in the case of today's review, underwater. Realistically, a majority of Bremont watches, or any brand for that matter, sold to civilians will probably never see anywhere near the action they are built for. But it's nice to know it's still a very capable tool, albeit perhaps more of a marketing selling point, as pretty much all mechanical watches these days, than actual reality. But that's besides the point, right? Descending from a Bremont original, the newly released Supermarine Descent 2 has gone even more hardcore with its offerings, and it's a real beauty indeed. Titanium is certainly becoming a popular material choice, and I like it. Lightweight, hard wearing, super corrosion resistant, and rugged looks. What's not to like? Bremont went a step further, however, using aviation grade TI6-4 or grade 5 titanium as the base for their 43mm case, which is an evolution that makes it both lighter and stronger while retaining the 500 m water resistance compared to its older sibling stainless steel case. Combined with Bremont's well-known 3-piece triptych case construction with a contrasting DLC treated barrel, while also housing an automatic helium release valve, you know you're in good hands for protection with this bad boy, and measurements add up to 51mm lug to lug and a thickness of around 16.5mm with a lug width of 22mm. From the top, the confidently broad, curvy lugs are brushed while the gorgeous polished edges add a dimension of softness to the otherwise muscular stance. While the lug to lug sounds long, the well-designed curves certainly make it feel much better, and much less than that. While the case thickness is noticeable, it's not actually a game-ending number. Bear in mind this is a 500 m dive watch with a GMT movement packed inside, which also adds another level of thickness. Along with this, Bremont cleverly added a nicely made curved rubber strap that again helps keep the watch head as close as possible to your wrist. If the Harbour Blue is a little left of field for your taste, there's also a classic black option. I'll admit, it took me a few days of self-convincing, but the blue strap really contrasts so well against the titanium and bronze bezel, and it's a nice touch matching the GMT hand in the same colour. A subtle but noticeable colour change up to the usual red GMT hands we so often see. The grooved textured strap feels great on my 17cm wrist, and it's finished off with a robust matching engraved buckle with a small taper to 20mm. The signature Supermarine crown guard ramping up from roughly 4 o'clock to its apex at 2, something Bremont created to protect the elegant, grooved, screw-down crown. Signed as always with the propeller logo, which I just think is so cool, and with bronzed edging, is easy to manipulate and use. Winding of the movement is smooth as expected. In the first position, we have a caller-style GMT, which allows the GMT hand to be operated independently of the main hour and minute hand. This style also allows the date to be adjusted in the same crown position that the GMT hand is by rotating it in the opposite direction. In the second position, you are able to adjust the time of the main hands. It's not inferior in any way to a Traveller Flyer GMT style, you just use the function slightly differently. On the reverse is an exhibition caseback visible through a thicker crystal caseback originally tested for specific military units, critical to ensuring that the watch can still reach depths of 500 meters. We find the modified caliber 11 BE93 2AV automatic chronometer movement. Whew, that's a tongue twister. Basically, this uses the ETA 2892 as its base. Obviously, Bremont have added their own touches, including an upgraded balance and balance spring, along with modified mainspring and custom rotor, to which I've always had a soft spot for their cool looking rotors. The finishing is also a very good standard. This all combines to provide a working rate of 4 Hz and provides around 42 hours of power reserve, which is plenty enough for a deep dive. To track time of said dives, another joke, you'll find a unidirectional rotating bronze bezel that features a sapphire insert that's also loomed, because, you'll be 500 meters deep in frickin' dark water down there. Bezel action is quite smooth with only a small amount of backplay. I'm impressed with the use of sapphire here. It certainly steps up the overall look a notch, and the loom numerals is a welcome addition. Lurking beneath the domed anti-reflective scratch-resistant sapphire crystal is the deep black metal dial with bronze-plated applied indices, along with bronze-plated hands which are also filled with a generous amount of superluminova coating. The cathedral-style hands, well, that's my guess or interpretation anyway, are unique enough to be their own and add a touch of class to the overall feel of the watch. The Harbour Blue GMT hand is a nice change of pace to the usual red offerings, which I already said previously, and a second time zone can be read via the 24-hour scale on the outer chapter ring. I'm a fan of date windows. Throw your hate comments in below, and Bremont have eloquently included one here with the use of colour matching date wheel and using the same bronze applied window surround. Useful and purposeful. What's not to like about this? The Descent GMT2 is a great alternative offering from Bremont for those looking for a classy yet capable travel watch. It may be a little large for those less fortunate in the wrist size department, but I think many will find this piece more than comfortable. It's light, different and useful, yet has its own unique style, just like many offerings from Bremont. For those complaining about size, maybe check out the S300 line in a smaller 40mm case before you complain about it's nice, but if only they made it in XYZ millimeter case. Or better yet, go and try this one on for size. You might be pleasantly surprised. Thanks for watching the review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, and share. If you want to follow more daily content, head over to my Instagram page at Mr. Ace K Productions. Until next time.